So when you start adding and subtracting fractions, there's one rule that you have to remember, and that is that you must find the common denominator. You must find the least common denominator before you can add the fractions. So our last video showed you how to find least common denominator between two fractions. We're going to review that a little bit here. We've got these two fractions here, 2/3 and 1/4. Our denominators are 3 and 4. And remember that the least common denominator is the smallest number that 3 divides into and also 4 divides into. So it's going to be a number that's in both the 3's multiplication table and the 4's multiplication table. Now I think most of you can probably check and see that that number is 12. So our LCD is 12. Now we have to change both fractions to our least common denominator of 12. And a lot of students find it easier to do that if we rewrite the problem vertically. To change these, you look at 3 and 12 and you say, what did you multiply 3 by to get 12? So we had to multiply 3 by 4 to get 12. So we're going to do the same thing to the 2. So that's going to give me 8. So 2/3 is equal to 8 over 12. Looking at the 1/4, we multiply 4 times 3 to get 12. So we have to do the same thing to the 1. Now when you add the two fractions, once you have the common denominator, keep that denominator and then just add the numerators. So 8 plus 3, and that gives us 11. You always want to check to make sure that your answer is in lowest form, and this one is. So we're ready to go to the next problem. This time our denominators are 5 and 4. Again, we need a smallest number that both 5 and 4 divide evenly into. So a number that's in the 5's table, also in the 4's table, and that number would be 20. So now we're going to change our denominator to common denominator of 20. And you may find it easier to rewrite it vertically. And then I want you to look, 5 times what is 20? Well, it's 5 times 4. So let's do that to the top, the numerator. That makes that 16. 4 times 5 is 20. So we multiply 1 times 5, and that's 5. Now that the denominators are the same, keep the denominator, subtract 16 minus 5, and that's 11. Is it in simplest form? Yes, it is. So you're done with that problem. In this problem, we have 3 fractions, so we have to find a common denominator with 3 denominators. 8, 6, and 12. So we need a number that 8 divides evenly into, 6 divides evenly into, and 12 divides evenly into. So let's review from the last video what the prime factorizations of each of these numbers are. So 8 is 2 times 4, and 4 is 2 times 2. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. 6 is 2 times 3. 12 is 2 times 6, and we know 6 is 2 times 3, so 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. So to find the LCD, we look at all 3 prime factorizations. We see that 8 has 3 2's, 6 only has 1 2, and 12 only has 2 2's, so we need to take the highest, so we need to take the 3 2's from 8. And we also need to take a 3. Now 6 has 1 3, and 12 only has 1 3, so we only need one more 3. And so then this is 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 3 is 24. So our least common denominator is 24. So now we're going to change the denominators to 24. I'm going to take the first 2 first since we have to subtract. And so We know that 8 times 3 is 24, so we multiply 7 times 3, we get 21. We know that 6 times 4 is 24, so 1 times 4 is 4. We keep the denominator, we subtract 21 minus 4, and 21 minus 4 is 17. Now we're going to add that 17/24 to our 5/12, but we have to change our 5/12 to 24. So we know that 12 times 2 is 24, so 5 times 2 is 10. Keep your denominator and add the two numerators, and we get 27/24. We need to change that to a mixed fraction, so we do our long division. 24 goes into 27 once. Remainder is 3. So we're going to write 3/24. But then we have to notice something. Did you notice? This can be reduced. So 3 goes in to 24 8 times and into itself once. So this is 1 1/8. And that's the answer to our problem.